Morning, folks. Welcome back to Ecocentric. I have an important thing to be said about seed starting today, and I shall show you. Now, you see, this is my onions. These out front here are New York Early. Those in the back are Bortana Cipollini. Now, the Bortana ones, that's the only ones I have set. They are coming up sporadically. This is the compost that I took out of that bin upstairs. There is mineral soil mixed in, but almost 100% of the New York Early come up. 4 days later, I set this. Now, you see the first ones are New York Early from the same packet. Not a thing sprouted. In the back there, we have Rosa di Milano. Not a thing sprouted. So now here's my Excel file. And here, you see right here, Bortana Cipollini and the first New York Early onions I planted. 4 days later, I planted that second tray. 4 days after that, I have the first New York Early onions are growing. They actually started to sprout a couple of days before, so in about 6 days, they were sprouting. The Bortana Cipollini onions, they were 13 days before they started to sprout. Now, I don't have anything other than just those in that tray. 13 days after I planted the second tray, still nothing had sprouted. So I planted a 200 cell flat with onions, the commercial flat. And 5 days later, they were starting to sprout. Now you won't be able to see them all here, some are down low, but you see one right there, one right there, right there, 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 there. I counted 10 Rosa di Milano this morning. The rest are Kelsey and Alyssa Craig, which I had seeds for, and they are starting to sprout as well. But I can't find one to show you. This, now, like I said, is Rosa di Milano, which is the ones in the other tray. Taken from the same packet. In 4 days, they started to sprout. It's been 2 weeks up here and nothing. Those back ones are Rosa di Milano. New York Early from the same packet, nothing, as opposed to almost 100%. These two trays here, they've been given the same treatment, the same amount of moisture. I had the humidity dome on them for a while, but then these New York Early was up and I wanted to I was worried about the mold starting to grow, so I took the humidity dome off. So there's nothing wrong with the seeds. Same treatment was given both, same moisture. The only difference is You see this soil has a brownish color. That's because there's a high amount of mineral soil in this. This side, while it is my compost, it is mostly organic matter. These down here, that's a sifted potting soil, which is pretty much 100% organic matter with a bit of perlite net in it. I set honey locust seeds that had sprouted in cups. 20 days later, nothing had moved. So I took the very first one and I dug them out. It was just rotten there. So I went through every one of them and they had all just rotted away. This is what I had them planted in. It kind of feels like there's a high amount of organic matter in there, but it is a brownish color. So it is more of just regular soil. I dug it out of the compost bin I had there, but I was putting compost in and a layer of soil. And nothing, they just rotted. I took some potting soil with another one that had sprouted. 6 days ago. And it just continued to grow. Put in sifted potting soil. Now I have another one right there that does seem to not want to grow. I don't know. I'll have to check on that, see if it's still alive. But in potting soil, the seeds seem to want to grow much better and sprout much better. So, the reason why I'm showing this is because I've heard many times, don't use your regular garden soil as seed starting mix. And the question is why. It was said, oh well, the soil's heavy or whatever. Well, here's an example of what happens when you try to use garden soil for seed starting mix. And I'm assuming it's because, like I said in an earlier video, we try to make everything perfect for the seed to start. And in nature, the seed can fall in a highly organic spot and thus sprout. The other thing is, of course, there are some seeds that need more organic matter to sprout than others. I mean, that second tray, you would think that you just put a seed in and give it moisture and it should sprout, right? But apparently not. Conditions have to be just right for some seeds, and now that's another reason for starting some seeds inside. Getting a head start on starting seeds inside is not really the biggest reason for starting seeds inside. Some plants, the plant will grow in a lower temperature than the seed will sprout. So we have to get the plant growing, and then we can plant it out earlier than planting the seed out. There are some seeds, as you know, like rutabaga and that, you can plant out as soon as the ground can be worked, and they'll sprout whenever it warms up enough, which is very early spring. And the other thing is getting the exact right conditions to sprout the seed in the garden is very difficult. Now, I would assume that those seeds, I mean, they're not buried very much. They're probably still just sitting there. So I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to lay paper towels over this and moisten them down. Now I'll keep them moist, and I'm going to see if that actually makes any difference. So thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting and enlightening. I shall see you in the next video.